Okay, let's be honest.
Yeah.
How many of us have had this happen? You set up all these business events in Acumatica thinking, all right, this is going to be perfect, and then nothing.
Yeah.
Like, did it work?
Right.
Did it fail?
You don't know.
You don't know, and it's a little unnerving.
It is because, like, you don't want, like you said, you don't want to wait for something to break. You don't want to wait till your client calls you
Exactly.
to figure out that there was a problem.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I love about this idea of proactive monitoring, right?
Absolutely.
Like being able to see before something breaks what's going on.
And the thing is, like, it's possible. You can do this.
Well, that's what I thought was so cool about what Kirti Goswami, she is an associate functional consultant at Tayana Solutions, and she has an incredible amount of experience.
She does, yeah.
Like 6 years in the ERP space.
Yeah.
Over 240 unique scenarios across, I think, all the editions of Acumatica.
Mm-hmm.
But what she did in this video I thought was so smart was she used GIs, generic inquiries, to actually build a dashboard to monitor this.
It is really clever, the way she set it up, and it really showcases her deep knowledge of the platform.
So how does it actually work?
Well, so what she does is she uses these two tables, the BP event table and the BP event history table, links them with an inner join, and by doing that, she gets like this really complete history of all the event activity.
Okay, so you see the whole thing.
Yes, you're not just getting a snapshot, you can see like the entire timeline of an event.
I see.
Yeah.
And that's really valuable for troubleshooting.
It is, because then you know, you're not just looking at like, oh, it failed. It's like, okay, it failed, but what happened before that? What happened after that? What, you know, it gives you that background information.
So it's not just a matter of did it work or not.
Exactly.
It's about like when did it fail, how did it fail, maybe even why did it fail, right?
Right. And what's really cool is the GI that she built. It's designed to filter and only show you the failed events for certain processes. So imagine this, like you're not going through logs,
Right.
endlessly scrolling. It's like right there, here are the failed events.
So you see it right away.
You see it right away, and you know, because you have the history, you can start investigating right away.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's so smart. And she actually uses a concrete example, right?
She does, yeah.
Like she uses the sales versus forecast event.
That's a great example because that is mission critical. I mean, accurate forecasting, that's crucial for inventory.
Oh my gosh, yeah. For everything. Financial planning. I mean, like if that fails silently, that could have a ripple effect.
Absolutely. You could have delays in orders. You could have problems with your inventory.
Lost revenue.
Lost revenue, exactly. So it really highlights why you want to catch this early.
And what I like, too, is that she even visualizes this. Right? It's not just a list of failed events. It's like...
Right. It's not just data in a table. She actually uses the dashboard to visually represent like how many events failed, so it's immediate.
Oh, I see. So you can see like at a glance.
Yeah, you see the problem right away.
Okay. Did she say if that could be adapted for like other events, or is that specific to the sales versus forecast?
So that's the best part, is that the GI can be modified to track any event that you wanna, that's critical to your implementation. So it's not just sales versus forecast. We're talking about you can track your inventory levels, you can track shipments, you can track like changes in customer data, like anything you want, you can customize it to give you that same level of proactive insight.
So it's like a custom built kind of warning system.
Exactly.
For your implementation. So instead of waiting for things to go wrong, you're watching the things that matter most.
Exactly.
And I could see how this would just change the game for client support, for even project implementations, like knowing about these things before they become big issues. It's huge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's about being proactive. It's about being problem solvers and not firefighters. And at the end of the day, that makes for smoother implementations, happier clients.
And less late nights for us.
And less late nights for us, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sold. So proactive monitoring, this custom dashboard using GIs. But how does this tie back to Kirti Goswami and Tayana Solutions?
Well, this is just one example of the kind of expertise that Tayana Solutions has. I mean, they clearly understand Acumatica really, really well.
Deeply.
And they're passionate about finding creative solutions to these challenges that, you know, we all face.
Yeah. It's one thing to know how to use Acumatica. It's another thing to know it so well that you can build a solution like this.
Exactly. And for our listeners out there, if you're looking to, you know, kind of up your Acumatica game, Tayana Solutions is definitely worth checking out. They could be a valuable resource for, you know, learning, troubleshooting, even just getting some inspiration.
Getting ideas. Absolutely. So we've covered the problem of these events that fail silently. We've looked at this solution using GIs.
Yeah.
But I want to shift gears for a second and get a little bit deeper into the practical applications for us as consultants. Because let's be honest, we want to do our jobs better. We want to help our clients.
We want to make our lives easier.
We want to get some sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where I think this approach really comes in, because it's not just about preventing these big disasters. It's about being more efficient.
Okay, I'm listening. So let's talk about that. What are some ways that we can apply this that we maybe haven't even thought of yet?
Well, think about some of the things that, are really common pain points.
Yeah.
Inventory management, big one.
Huge. Yeah.
Right. We could set up monitoring to tell us, if stock levels drop below a certain point, or if there's like a mismatch between the physical inventory and what's in Acumatica.
I mean, that would be a game changer for clients that are relying on just-in-time inventory, or, maybe have an industry where demand fluctuates a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No more scrambling at the last minute.
Right.
Right. No stockouts.
Yeah, no stockouts.
And, we could take it a step further. What about order fulfillment?
Okay.
Right? Like we could set up alerts for delayed shipments, or if tracking info's missing, or even if a customer complains about an order.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can address problems before they
become a big issue, before the client even calls you.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we could even identify bottlenecks in the process that way, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And, think about like financial processes too. Like, what if you could monitor for unusual transactions or discrepancies in your accounts receivable, accounts payable?
Okay. Now you're speaking my language.
Right. I mean, this would be huge for clients who are really concerned about security and risk management.
Right. Internal control.
Internal controls, exactly.
Yeah.
So really the possibilities are endless. It's about figuring out what's mission critical for your client, what do they really care about?
Yeah. What keeps them up at night?
Exactly. And then using this approach to make sure that, things are running smoothly.
So this isn't just about solving this one problem. It's like a whole different way of thinking about implementations and support.
It is. It's about being data-driven. It's about being proactive.
And it's about being more valuable.
Absolutely.
To our clients.
And you know what the exciting part is? I think the more we use this, the more creative we're going to get with it.
Yeah.
The more we play around with these different scenarios.
Yeah.
Who knows what we'll come up with?
It's like this whole new toolbox for making Acumatica really sing.
Yeah.
For our clients.
It's about helping them achieve their goals.
Right. In ways maybe they didn't even think of before.
Exactly. And that's what being an Acumatica consultant is all about. It's about being that trusted advisor, helping them take their business to the next level.
So to wrap things up, if you're out there listening and you're thinking, man, this is really interesting, how do I even start? I mean, what should we do?
Check out Kirti Goswami's work. Look at what Tyana Solutions is doing. They've clearly figured out how to do this.
They've clearly got a grasp on this.
And they could be a really great resource for you. And don't be afraid to experiment. Take this idea.
Yeah.
See how it applies to your clients.
Adapt it. Make it your own. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, we've talked about this problem with these events that fail without us knowing. We've looked at this really cool solution using generic inquiries. I don't know about you, but I am ready to go try this.
I am too. It's always exciting to learn new things, new ways to use Acumatica.
And to better serve our clients. All right, well, we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Yeah, it's been a cool conversation. What stands out to you most about this whole thing?
You know what I like about it? Is it's like this shift, right? Like we're so used to reacting to problems in Acumatica, like putting out fires, they come up. But this is about like anticipating the problems before they even happen.
I like that, yeah. It's like we're not firefighters anymore, we're architects.
We're building it.
We're building a system that's resilient, that can handle anything.
Yeah. And I think for clients, that's huge. Like it's peace of mind.
Absolutely.
Knowing that someone's watching out for these things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
That their business is in good hands.
It builds trust.
It does.
It shows that you're an expert.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it just makes for a better relationship.
Yeah. And you know what else is interesting to me is how scalable this is. I mean, we talked about inventory and order fulfillment, but really it seems like you could apply this to almost anything in Acumatica.
You're right. And that's what's so exciting to me. I feel like we're just scratching the surface of what's possible. Like as we start doing this more, experimenting more.
Who knows what we'll find?
Exactly.
It's like this whole new level of Acumatica. Like we're not just using it, we're really mastering it.
Yeah, we're not just implementing it, we're shaping it.
Yeah.
to fit the needs of our clients.
So I want to leave our listeners with a challenge.
Yep.
Okay? Don't just listen to this and think, oh, that's interesting. Like, actually take action. Think about your clients, their problems, their goals.
Yeah.
And ask yourself, how can I use this to make things better for them?
It's a challenge worth taking on.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this is about helping our clients succeed.
It is. And if you're looking for inspiration, guidance, or just somebody to bounce ideas off of, Tayana Solutions is a great place to start. I mean, they've clearly got this figured out.
They have. They're really great. So go out there, experiment, see what you can do. You know, Acumatica is always changing.
It is.
And as consultants, we got to keep up.
We got to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up for this deep dive.
It does.
It's been really fun talking about this.
It has, yeah. Until next time.
And it really can make a difference, right? Like, not just like putting out fires, but actually helping our clients be more successful.
Absolutely. And the best part is, the more we do this, the more we learn.
Right.
Like, as a community, we can share what works, what doesn't work, and we all get better.
It's like that rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing.
Exactly.
Which I've always liked about the Acumatica community.
Yeah.
You know, that willingness to share and help each other out.
Yeah, it's great.
So to wrap things up, I mean, what can our listeners really take away from Kirti Goswami and Tayana Solutions? What's the big lesson here?
I think it's about being creative. You know, they saw a problem and they didn't just accept it, they built a solution. And it shows what you can do when you really know the platform. Like, when you combine that knowledge with a little ingenuity, you can really solve anything.
Right. You don't always have to wait for Acumatica to build it for you, right?
Right.
Like, you can build it yourself.
Exactly.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and if you're out there and you're inspired by this, by what you've heard today, reach out to Tayana Solutions. I mean, they've clearly figured this out.
They're the experts.
They are, and I'm sure they're happy to help.
So, yeah. Reach out, get some ideas. Okay, well, this has been great. I love learning about new ways to use Acumatica. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty energized.
Me too. I'm ready to go build something.
I'm ready to go try this out.
Yeah.
All right, well, until next time, keep learning, keep pushing the boundaries, and we'll see you back here for another deep dive.
See ya.